Hi, welcome to episode 438 of The Corner of Knit and Tea. My name is Laura. I'm also known as Fluffy Kira on Instagram and Twitter. I blog over at thecornerofknitandtea.com, which is where this episode and every episode's show notes will be. I have an Etsy shop called The Corner of Knit and Tea, where I sell my handspun yarns and knitting patterns. And we have a Facebook group for Tour de Fleece, but we don't spend a lot of time in there. So hi, how are you? I hope that you are doing well. It is a holiday here in the United States. It is Monday, September 4th, and it is a Labor Day holiday, which means we are off work today, which has been very nice. So I hope that you are doing well. I got lots of things done this week. I'm very pleased with my progress, and I have some empty needles right now, which is kind of fun. I do have a few other things that came up this week that I'll chat about. And this should be a pretty short podcast. I don't have lots to tell you, but I didn't want to skip a Monday. So I actually have two finished objects for you, which I guess maybe you could have guessed when I said I had empty needles. I have things coming up, but and things that I should be working on, but technically my two current projects are now off the needles. So the first thing that I finished are my purple socks. This is the sixth pair of socks in kind of a year-long, it's been 8 months and a bit, and this has been sort of a year-long goal to get to 6 pairs of rainbow socks. And I finished my purple socks. These are Dream in Color, Classy in the colorway Divine, and they are lovely purple. They're like a deep royal purple, and I knit kind of some basic socks. These are on my small sock blockers, which is why they look so big. I knit them 48 stitches on a worsted weight, and then followed the pattern for either a medium or large. I think a medium. I'm using the let me think about it. I can see them right in front of me. I'm using, it's a Tin Can Knits, it's the Rye pattern. I'm using Tin Can Knits worsted weight sock pattern sort of as a guide for foot length as well as how many stitches to cast on. I actually did these toe up to the cuff so that I could use all the yarn that I had. And so I did kind of a Judy's Magic, Jenny's Surprisingly Stretchy Bind Off Judy's Magic Cast On, which is a figure 8 cast on at the toe, and got up to the dimensions that I wanted, which was 48 stitches. I did a slip stitch heel flap, better known as fish lips kiss heel, and then I went up and did significant 2x2 ribbing up at the top for a good fit, and they are both done now, which means I am done with my year of socks. I'm going to take some arty photographs of my red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple socks, and then I'm going to pack them up in a box and send them to New York for Knit the Rainbow, which is a 501c3 charity that supports LGBTQ youth facing houselessness. Their goals are to craft for individuals aged 14 to 24 who face houselessness, and they welcome hats, scarves, socks, mittens, all kinds of warm winter goods. If you would like to donate knitted goods, you can also donate money, and they provide other support services and teach classes to teach those individuals how to knit, but they take a collection of warm woolly objects each fall, so I am getting ready to send those off, and I'm really excited. Like I said, this was kind of a year-long, I mean, it's not a full year, but it was a year goal this year to come up with a bunch of pairs of socks after I listened to an interview with founder Austin Rivers, and he talked about how everybody goes to shelters and needs help and wants socks, and socks are not fun items. They're not as easy to knit as hats and scarves, and so everyone's sort of a lot of people don't donate socks, and so there's always a shortage of socks. Also mittens and gloves. I do not love knitting mittens. I really hate the thumbs. I hate the way the joins work, and that I never get them really done well without holes in them. But I'm thinking maybe next year I'm going to switch to mittens and do mittens for a year. And I don't know whether I'll do rainbow or exactly what I'll do, but thinking about next year, now is actually the time of year where I box up all the charity knits that I have been working on over the last year and I send them out. I actually have 3 boxes on the floor here. I have the box of socks, and then I have a box of hats for kids that's knit in superwash and other yarns, and then I have a box of all woolen goods that is going to Wool Aid, and they take sweaters and scarves and hats and other things, and so that is what I am sending for. So I have my boxes laid out in a row here this week, and I'm going to package things up and send them off. Now that it is September, they're starting to collect so that by October or November, when the weather gets chilly, they will have knits to distribute. And then oftentimes I find myself wanting to knit extra things like socks and hats and various things during the holidays from all of my leftovers. So I will start again, and then I can keep those in a donation box over the course of a year and send them out the next year. So that's kind of my charity thing, and I'm very excited because I had a bunch of stuff just sort of sitting in a corner waiting to go, and now I can get it set up and ready to go. So those are my purple socks, and that brings that journey to a close. The second thing that I finished this week, and I am so excited, is I finished Miles' birthday sweater. This is the Hearthstone pattern by Isolde Teague. I knit it in a size 6 to 8 using Malabrigo Rios in the colorway Cerveza, which means cherry in Spanish, and it is gorgeous. So this is a bottom-up sweater, which has all the fun detailing at the yoke and the cables at the raglan decreases. So you saw me knit both sleeves, you saw me knit the body, and then I joined it together, and I had just started last week right at the first cable, but this week I did all of the cabling and finished it off, and it's got a nice little neck drop, and this has not been washed and blocked, which is why the collar is not really laying flat, but it's a nice ribbed collar, and so it is finished. My ends are woven in, though I have not clipped them yet. I will wash and block before I do that, so all it really needs is a good wash and block. This was an easy knit. It was lovely. I used less than the yarn that was called for, so I haven't double checked my gauge to see if my gauge is super off. The pattern in the size that I was knitting, I think, called for around 900 yards, and I want to say I used around 800, and I don't know if the pattern was generous or, like I said, I was off a little bit. I was pleased because I didn't want to run out of yarn and then have to match color lots, and I think I probably have, about 100 yards left, and so I will put that in the box and add that towards making more hats this year, because of course I'm still going to do that. And so I'm really excited. Like I said, it's a simple sweater. The bottom parts were very easy to knit, and then the only concentration was really getting into the cables, and the cables have some decreases built in, so it was kind of fun. And I think the yarn does show the cables in nice definition. The light is being a little obnoxious today, but it's got these just really fun cables that go up at the front and the back. It's the same on the back. So yeah, and it makes a really nice kind of sleeve top as well, because you get the cables kind of at the top of the sleeve, finishing things out. Anyway, it was a wonderful pattern to knit, very clear, well written, and like I said, I just need to wash it, and then the kids' sweaters are ready to go. So that is it for knitting this week. I am also working on chickens, but that is kind of it in terms of what was on my needles. So talking about what comes next, like I said, I kind of have empty needles. I did show you last week a skein of sock yarn to make my nephew some pink socks, and so I am planning to cast those on possibly this evening, or I might work on chicken things this evening. But I have those waiting in the wings, and I do probably need to do either 4 or 5 pairs of socks, most of them for little ones, before Thanksgiving. So I do have some work to do, but of course I have September, October, and November to do that, so that shouldn't be a problem. My guess is each pair of the kids' socks will take me a week to 2 weeks, so I expect to have some progress to show you for that next week. I kind of have hit a little bit of a knitting blahs. I don't even know why or specifically what is going on, and I don't want to make a big deal out of it, but usually the last week in August I get really, really excited about autumn knits, and I just haven't had that happen yet. So I'm not really sure what's going on, why I'm not, all in on the autumn knits yet, but I'm not. And so I was sort of spending some time thinking about what it is that I could cast on next, and nothing was really sort of firing me up. And, you know, sometimes the universe provides when you're needing a little inspiration. This past week, I found out not one, but two friends of ours are expecting babies, and they are actually further along than I thought. One is about 20, well, actually, they're both due in December. So I have a few months, but I'm not like super, super early if I want to plan things. So the first is a friend of ours who had their first a couple years ago, and I knit a baby blanket for them, for their oldest daughter, and now they're having a little boy. And so I went ahead and placed an order for some yarn, and I am going to be working on a baby blanket for their new little boy. And what I decided was that I was going to take my stitch dictionaries and design a little something, and so it will actually be a forthcoming design. I'm not going to keep it secret. I'll show you along the way. And so I ordered yarn on Friday, either Friday or Saturday for that, and of course with the holiday it will take a little bit later, but that should come later this week, and my hope is to wind up some skeins and get started on that. I've already been playing with a chart a little bit, and I have some ideas about naming, and I just kind of feeling that urge right now. And a baby blanket for me is sort of a palette cleanser, honestly. I mean, it is, I ordered 1,000 yards. I don't know if I'll use all of that, but I definitely will use probably at least 800 yards. I ordered Malabrigo Rios. I was going to order Dreaming Color Classy because that's actually my favorite, but they did not have in stock some of the colors that I would have wanted. I don't know, sometimes when I start thinking about a design, I see a color in my mind that I want to knit the design in, and then I went and looked at what was in stock, and there was really nothing in that colorway in stock, and so I flipped over to look at Malabrigo Rios and a few other things, and was like, oh yeah, that's the exact color I had in mind. So I went ahead and ordered it. The colorway is, I think I ordered blue jeans. It's a denim blue, but it's less to the indigo side and a little bit more to the, it's definitely got a little bit more violet in it. I don't know how to explain it. It's a really nice blue. And of course that's the color I was looking at on the monitor. So I guess we'll have to see if it's still that when it arrives. But I'm excited about that, so I should start that next week. The other one is someone that I work with at the Chicken Studio, and she had her first a couple years ago as well, and I knit her a beloved baby bonnet and some socks, and she's expecting a new little girl. And I was thinking about what I wanted to knit, and I decided that maybe I'm going to do kind of my tried and true handmade gift for people, which is I knit a bunch of fun washcloths, and then I package it up with some Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo, which of course you can't get enough of because you're using it for baby baths. And often what I'll do is I'll get the one with the lavender scent, which is supposed to be really soothing before bed for infants. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. I need to check out whether I have enough cotton to be able to do it without buying. I have a whole bag of cotton left somewhere, and what I don't remember is what colors are in there and if they'll be nice, appropriate colors. There's a little leaf washcloth pattern that I really, really like, and I have done that for quite a few people, and you can like roll them up so they look a little bit almost like sushi rolls and then package it. It's a really cute package, and it is my go-to gift for someone that I'm not going to do like a blanket or a sweater or whatnot, and so I thought that would be kind of nice. So those are the two kind of projects that I'm going to delve into this month, I think, while I'm sort of waiting for more of my mojo to come back. I will have more samples, but I don't actually have anything on the docket right at this second. I don't have more yarn yet, and so I'm just waiting for them to send it to me, and I haven't even seen the shipment go out yet. We haven't discussed patterns yet, so my guess is I have another week or two before that happens. So my plan is just to delve into baby things right now and work on those until I feel a little bit more mojo for the fall. And I just realized as I'm sitting here holding my cup of tea that I never talked about tea. So bad podcaster for getting the tea and knitting and spinning out of order. Today I'll do tea now. Today I am drinking organic coconut tea from Tea Time, which is a lovely tea shop in Scottsdale that I've been to a couple different times, and also gotten some gifts of tea from my friend Liz, and I've ordered online. And today I am drinking it in my Jenny the Potter sunflower mug, which I love because Kansas is actually actually the sunflower state, and we have sunflower fields, and nobody is running naked through them like they are in a few places in Europe. I don't know if you've seen those headlines, but apparently one of the new either TikTok or Instagram trends is to go run in a field of sunflowers naked and get someone to take pictures of you. I assume these sunflowers cover up the naughty bits that you're not supposed to post on social media, but I saw an article in the paper that basically said people have been reiterating that you are not allowed to run naked in the sunflower fields that people own, and should not be taking photos and whatnot. And I realize that Americans can be a little uptight about nudity and things, but at the same time, if you're at a family farm, I'm not sure you'd want to be going nude. Anyway, another friend of mine brought up that like sunflowers actually are a little spiky on the stems, and that doesn't sound pleasant naked either. Anyway, organic coconut tea in a sunflower mug. If I haven't drifted a ton off topic, and it is delicious. I have had it before. It's a nice afternoon pick-me-up. It is about 4 o'clock in the afternoon right now. It is gross outside. It's almost 100 degrees, but we are safely ensconced inside in with a little bit of air conditioning and enjoying a nice afternoon. So last bit of business would be spinning. I'm not out of order there. I have no sewing business for this week. I ordered stuff to start my new project. I had planned to start it this weekend, and I got the box on Friday, and the fabric I ordered wasn't in there, and there was some different fabric in there. So I ordered a box, I ordered the batting that I need, I ordered a few extra tools that I'm kind of stocking up on as I go along the way, and then there was supposed to be the fabric, which was a jelly roll, because what I want to do next is a jelly roll rug, and there was not a jelly roll in there. Instead, there was a 2-yard cut of faux fur minky in there, which is like this big plush faux fur fabric, and it is lovely, but it is not what I ordered. And it was very funny because it's either chocolate brown or black, and I opened the box and it was like all this black fuzzy fabric coming out, and Wes was like, "What did you order?" And I was like, "I didn't order this. I don't know how this got here." So it was a bit of a mix-up. They're taking care of it, and so hopefully my fabric will be here this week, and I don't know precisely when I'll start. I'd really hoped to start on the holiday weekend when I didn't have a ton to do, because September is busy, busy, busy. It's like everything is kicking back up this month, and I have doctor's appointments, and I'm going to be doing more teaching, and the company that I work for is celebrating its birthday this month, so there are several days where I'm going up to headquarters and working up there, which is way north of the city, and we have some runs this month, and we just have all kinds of things going on, so we'll have to see, but I will talk about that soon. So spinning, I didn't get quite as far as I meant to with the spinning. I meant to have applied skein to show you, and I don't have that. Instead, I have 2 lovely bobbins. This is Little Garden, and it's on 70s Merino from Hello Yarn, and so I guess that will get plied at the beginning of this week, and that will go up into the shop. It is some nice kind of autumn colors and purpley colors. You know, I'm thinking of the golden wheat right now, peaches, or the oranges of leaves. There's some areas where the yellow and other colors have kind of combined to form kind of a swampy green. There's some purples, and I just think it's a really nice kind of late summer, early fall colorway. And again, this will be going up in the shop, so I'll probably finish this midweek and have this to show you next time we chat. So I did pick another fiber to spin, although I think honestly I'm going to have to spin a couple more skeins for a chicken. I have been working on several different chickens in process, and the ones that I spin and knit for, I have 1 more chunk of pieces to put together for it, and I have 3 skeins of the white left and 4 skeins of the black left, and I am not sure it's going to be enough. So I might need to spin another skein of white this week and or another skein of black, and if that's the case, I'll probably do that, and I won't have any spinning to show you much next week other than the skein that I finish. But I did pull out kind of the next thing I'd like to spin, so I thought I would show that to you right now. One of the places that I love to order from is Knitty and Color. She is known for her kind of bright neon colors and just fun colorways. She doesn't name her braids. This is Superwash Merino Roving 21.5 micron, 4 ounces, and it is just kind of a rainbow cacophony with black, and I am all for it. It's got neon pink, yellow, green, it's got bits of orange, it's got blue, and then it's got some black as well. And I will say that these braids are saturated in fiber, so the first time I wash them, there is some kind of runoff, but they don't they don't bleed dye. The dye is set. It's just that they are so intense that there are excess dye particles. So I usually wash it the first time and I'll wash it a second time if I need to get most of that out there. But if you do ever choose to buy these skeins, there is the possibility that the water will be like faintly tinted pink or dark colored when you wash your whatever you make from these. So just know that it's just because of the amazing saturation. But she is a lovely dyer. She has an Etsy shop and a website, I think. I'm trying to think if she still uses the Etsy. She was on Etsy, and I know she has her own website. So the braids are just absolutely gorgeous and fun and brightly colored, and this one will also be for the shop. And because it's superwash merino, it would make great socks. So I'm going to work on that as soon as I'm sure that I have enough chicken yarn. So it may be till next week, but then this one's coming up. So I think that's mostly it for me. Like I said, my crafting mojo is not all where I would love it to be, but I'm excited to box some things up, get them out of the house, start thinking about fall and winter, and hopefully the spirit will take me and I will get ready to do a bunch more projects. I do know that, you know, Socktober will be here, and this year I'm definitely going to be participating because I have so many pairs of socks to knit. I am thinking about what I might create as holiday gifts this year and whether I want to sew or knit or precisely what I want to do there. I'm thinking about what other things I want to sew. Do I have any spinning goals? And honestly, before we know it, it's going to be Nanny Swaymo and it's time to knit a sweater, and I haven't decided precisely what I'm going to knit yet. I think maybe I'll do something with the Barbie yarn. It's actually sitting on the couch behind me, which is why I pointed, but maybe with the Barbie yarn that I showed you, and do something bright and pink and colorful for the long winter ahead. So I hope that you are doing well. If you are in the US, I hope you get to enjoy your holiday weekend. If you are elsewhere, or no matter where you are, I will say I hope that you are healthy. I hope that you have some crafting mojo and are enjoying what you're doing. And I will see you next week. I will say, as I always do, happy knitting, happy spinning, happy sipping, and I'll see you next time. Bye.